Weekly candle close is what we are after today. We just got the weekly candle highlighting the fact that there is a clear divergence. When you get this clear divergence on a weekly chart, that means a lot. And this is a Bitcoin chart, not some crazy alts. This is Ether. I mean, think about that. That's one of the biggest crypto asset in the market. Now, compare it with dollar, and that gives you a lot of information. Meaning, watch this. Dollar hit a lowest point, which was seen back in 2022. So after 3 years, dollar touched below 100. And that's a key thing to understand. I mean, if you notice the fact that it is getting oversold on a weekly chart, that kind of gives you the idea where dollar and its strength is standing now and what you may expect further. Especially when you compare it with an asset like XRP, we do have a relief move. What do I mean? Look at the moving average and the price. That shows you the fact that we didn't go doubling down to the downside. Rather, we came back up to retest it. Now, do we have the divergence is a clear question. And if not, can we invalidate the negative divergence? That's the next question. Let's break these down. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Now, let me clarify this. While you look at XRP on a weekly, we just got a big bounce, which is a good sign, which is a clearly good sign. Like a weekly candle closing like this is a very good sign. Now, what are we up to? How high can we really go? So the RSI right now stands close to 52.39. So any bounce back up to 66 is a good thing to watch. Now, in between that, you have this, which is the trouble. Meaning if you get rejected in here, that then sounds different. Meaning you're not looking at something very big reaching here before the rejection. Rather, you are looking at this. That's what troubles me. So we zoom in. I mean, we will have to zoom in. Now, what you see on a 3-day is that the price broke below the moving average, got rejected. Now you're bouncing back up to test it and you're slowing down again, which does not look good. Now, on a daily, it looks optimistic because you actually broke the moving average. You're getting very close to the trend line resistance. If you can break that, it would make a lot of sense. What would be the first sign of that it can do that? That's the moving average and the RSI. The moving average is already showing you that it is breaking good. RSI saying, wait. If I gain a little bit more strength, then you can assume it's going to break further to the upside. As of now, you're still waiting. That's boring, but that's the reality. Now, come on to Ether part. You got a long doji here. And that doji shows you a hammer. Such a hammer pattern in an asset like this usually comes in at what point? Close to the bottom. Now watch the RSI at the same time on a weekly. That matters a lot more because you usually do not spend a lot of time in these territories. And you can see that from the history. You come there and you go back up immediately. Now what does the monthly show you? This is extra level of importance which you have in front of you. Monthly has visited this trend line very few times, just 2 times before. And each of these times you bounced off with a decent candle to the upside. Can we do that this month or at least the next month? This is the primary important step we are looking at. So for that, first you have to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin shows you crypto market should have a recovery. I believe we're going in for a retracement phase like this. Now, are we going to put in a new high? I really don't know, but I would put less weight on that because the divergence is not showing you exceptional strength. Maybe we'll retest it. That's good, because the altcoin market should react very well, because we know dollar is low. It's giving you some room. Now you pick up weekly for the Bitcoin dominance. Do you notice something here? Now, to make it easier for you, I'll actually make the RSI big. Price is going up for sure. You can see the trend line at the resistance top, which is a good sign. But at the same time, you also see this, the RSI trending to the downside. Now, put this on a monthly, because now we're at the midpoint of this month. What I think matters a lot more is the long wick which you saw last time here in February. Because right now in March and April, most likely if you stay just below this 64.5 and below, that is going to be exceptionally good signal that you may start dropping back down. In Bitcoin dominance, that drop would mean a lot of the altcoins can do well. Say you pick up a meme coin, this is a monthly. What is the monthly candle show you? I mean, such a monthly candle is kind of bullish. You had a wave to the upside, which was just 3 candles. You had 1 candle to the upside, which was enormous. Now you're taking 5 candles to just retest the 1 candle bottom. That usually is very bullish. Fine. You move up to another meme coin era. Now the monthly is showing you I'm trying to reverse. That's good. I mean, honestly, that's something good to watch, because the price, 1, it dropped so much. 2, you have a bullish divergence which is getting confirmed. 3, if you're not a divergence guy, if you're not a trend guy, say you're a price action guy, what are you watching? That 1 candle here erased last how many weeks? That's important to see. This base previous support, which was broken to the downside, is regained. So now you are back into the new trend with your divergence. Perfect. So what are you looking at? Some of these assets are going to do a 3, 5, 10x from here, while the entire market is slow and bleeding in the assets with negative divergence. So while we talk, you will see next 10, 20, 30 days giving you more confidence about this market. While you're playing inside the market, understand the volume. Which of these assets are attracting volume, especially those which fall into medium to small caps. You want to evaluate them based on the money coming in there and what kind of a money is that. Meaning, just take this one. You have 1.67 million in buy and $1 million in sell. What do you think is going to happen there? I mean, that is a basic sense. Like, that's supply and demand. Now, yes, that's right now. Maybe it's going to change in few days, right? That is where you will have to go into that assets chart. Now, I really don't care about this particular asset. There was a long wick. It hit our target. It came right back down. So if you observe this right now, you'll have to put it on a daily and watch. What is that doing? Yeah, the volume seems to be bullish. It is pushing the price back up. But you see this support? That's till the resistance. If you do get a breakout, yeah, that is going to be a continuation pattern factor, putting in a new trend, which is higher highs, higher lows. If you finish this rally like this, fine, that's something good. Now, maybe you're going to come back down here, yeah, and you're going to create a pattern like this, which may not look that bullish when you're here. But right now, that's not the case. So the key point here is the market is absorbing liquidity from a lot of different sides, and it's not the asset which you want, which is going up. That is the trouble. That's where you have to understand why some of these assets are gaining volume, which is on the buy side. And that is why I say you want to watch them Be a part of the family. Some of them are showing you negative, negative divergence. Some of them are showing you bullish divergence. Breakdown of such things at these critical times, I believe, is very important so that you can succeed in this market. For that, being a part of this family is the most important thing you can do, especially in next 90 days. After 90 days, when we revisit these targets, just like last 3 months, if you think, oh, that guy was right, and then in 3 months' time it proves that it was correct, that will be a regret factor. Now the question is, which one will you opt for? Will you opt for this? Meaning, think about it. Just few days back when I talked about this asset, not a lot of people believed. Right now, watch where it is, what it's doing. So the volume gives you the key. Just keep the hype away. Just use the logic. If they say they're buying, most likely they're selling. If the media is giving you the idea that the big guys are buying, that's not the time for you to buy. One, two, validate them yourself. You go into the market. Now, I've been talking about this before and I was like, whoa, this is not good. Watch. There's no retail right now involved there. That's a great sign that the bulls are going to push the price up. Then the retail will come searching for what Bitcoin is, what Ether is, what XRP is, if they are pushing them to that high. Now, watch XRP. This is where the actual question comes into the picture. You are at a low which you have been for an extended period of time. So for the whales to dump more, especially when the first of the month comes, what they want is you back in. So they will try everything possible to put you back into the market. See, don't get trapped, because getting trapped in such a shape will not deliver what you want. I tried Ether, it's not looking good. I'm trying Ethereum. Let's see, it's not looking good. So the search is very low. Thus, my confidence of this market going back up was very high. Usually when retail is not involved, they'll push the price up. But then when the retail gets involved, they're like, no, let's take them, their liquidity, and move out. So be alert, stay awake, and make sure you got the best team in front of you delivering you the right value throughout, so that you are not going to go out of this market without what you really need. So make sure you smash the like button if you receive value. I'll meet you guys in the next video. Bye for now.